debate about the jet President used to United States of America seems not to be fading away. And while the country tries to move on from it, I still don't understand why William Ruto is struggling to defend himself from this. Now, it is a bit, what is more interesting about this is despite of the nation saying you spent a lot, he's coming out and is struggling to defend himself. And today during the national prayer breakfast that was held in Safari Park, the annual national prayer breakfast, William Ruto revisited the topic, trying to insinuate that the plane was given by a friend and so it costed less than 10 million. The country is shocked. But more importantly here, I won't play for you that sound bite, but it's more critical to ask some pertinent questions about this.
Of hope that people know that their government cares. Let me say this, or let me disclose. You know, when I saw the debate in Kenya as to how I traveled to the US, you know, and there was, you know, all manner of figures, you know, this plane is this big and it is like this, Google here, Google there. This one must have costed 200 million because the president needed to arrive in style in the US, holding Rachel's hand. You know, I am a very responsible steward. Believe you me. There is no way I can spend 200 million. There is no way. In fact, let me disclose here that it costed the Republic of Kenya less than 10 million. Because, let me tell you, I am not a madman. When I was told the cheapest plane was 70 million, I told my office, go book Kenya Airways. Yeah. So when some friends of mine heard that I was going to travel Kenya Airways, and we have built a big reputation as a country. We have built friends. Some friends told me, how much do you want to pay? I said, I'm not ready to pay more than 20 million. They said, bring 10 million, we will give you the plane. Look at me, Kenyans. Look at me again. I must lead from the front. As I tell others, to tighten up their belt, mine must be where to begin. So relax, you know, and the debate must end because I am that responsible. And it is going to be that way. We're going to make sure that.
So, you know, there have been many damning reports on the office of the presidency. And I'm wondering why President is struggling to convince the public. And I saw people in the comment section saying, Ruto, you're lying. And I also feel he's lying about this. This is not honest. Why? There have been questions, why are we spending, why are we setting up aside billions for renovation of state lodges and state house? And this has been a very contentious issue in public, but not once Have you seen president going out in public to defend himself on this? So why would he come out and now create a spin that this plane was given by his friends? The reason why this is a lie is the way it has been changing. First, they said that it's a state visit and fully paid by the US government. The US embassy denied this report and said they did not fund the trip. Then he said KQ would cost less than 200 million, or the KQ would cost more than the 200 million that the Kenyan analysts were raising, which was obviously, again, he was lying about it. Now, he's saying the plane was given by his friend and why it's costing less than 10. You know, let me tell you, when he clarified that information, that it will cost less than KQ, he was just caught off guard. Because people went and Googled, and there was that letter that came out, and I think it was flagged as fake. But that letter came from KQ, to the best of my knowledge. Because, you know, I've always been seeing something. This letter here that was leaked came from KQ, but then they came and flagged it as fake. And understand this, as someone in the newsroom, if you receive a letter, what the code of flagging a letter as a journalist, the code of flagging a letter as fake is not entirely on the source, is also on the content. If today I am to write a letter and say, guys, the cost of moving with SGR from Nairobi to Mombasa is 1,500. Then I'm the person who has written that letter. Now that letter will be fake partially because it's not coming from me. But a journalist sitting in the newsroom, if you read the contents of the letter, you will not flag that letter fake. You will carry the story if that story is verified. What am I saying? When President told us that KQ flights to US would have costed more than 200 million, Kenyans went and did the research and they found out that that's not true. It's a lie. And that is why a spin has been created that, you know what? The reason why I'm saying it was way lower than KQ is because I was given by a friend. Oh no, Mr. President. No, Mr. President. I think you can do better than this. You can do better than this. No. And why are we raising these questions? I think there's been a lot of contention because US Embassy distanced itself from it. If the plane, the jet you were given by friends, who are these friends? Because the letter, the jet came from Dubai. Who are these Dubai friends? And what did you give your friends back? Okay? What did you give your friends back? I think even friends can lend you money because you want to tell me something that is supposed to cost 200 million. You are given with 190 million less. Something that, you know, even if it is this friend, and this friend has a business, something that is costing what 200 million, that friend is giving you with less than 10 million. I think even if you want to lie, even lying needs to have some wisdom. You know, even lying you must have some logic. So explain to us, if it is given based on friendship, how will that friend go such a big loss? And so that brings us to the next question. Was it a matter of you being given the plane so that you can market that company? And that's why Kenyans have a problem. That you would have spent taxpayers' money in KQ because it is our national carrier. So much as you're trying to defend yourself, so many other reasons. But the bottom line here is that the argument has been two. One, it's expensive. And number two, it's money that has been spent in another country. We would have pumped that money in our national carrier. But then let me tell you, the reason why Kenyans are asking the cost of that jet is because it was not KQ. That is just it. It's because it was not KQ. And let me explain another reason. You know, KQ is a national carrier. A government has shares, but there are also other American investors with shares in KQ. And I want to believe probably when this report came out and the international media carried it, that Ruto, you know, sought a luxury jet to US and left KQ. I think America would have expected Ruto to use KQ because it's owned by some American investors. But it was an own goal on William Ruto. He just needed to use KQ by all means. All these other twins, although my friend, my what, my, you know, all these things are just escape narratives. Number 3, if that was it, then government spokesperson, there is an office, there are 3 offices. There is government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, there is State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed, and there is Office of the President Press Secretary Emmanuel Talam. All these spokespeople and communication specialists officials around the president, what would have made it difficult to just explain to the country what is it and bring it to a closure? If you're given by friends, while even in the plane, while in plane going to US, you would have just done the tweet the way Waiguru tweeted attacking Rigathi by saying, hey Kenyans, can you guys just cool your nerves? This plane I've been given by my friend from Dubai. You would have just told us that, folks. That there are avenues that we've been told. And after telling us that the plane cost less than 200 million, and we Googled and we realized, oh, you are lying, KQ will be cheaper. They now say it was way cheaper because of, by the time you were saying, when you were making that tweet about the plane being cheaper, that was the time to insert the statement that that plane I was given by my friend. No, umetudanganya. Rais, hapo umetudanganya. Now, there is the hidden truth about this plane. For Ruto to convince us, you must table and give us the real deal between Kenya and the Dubai farm. It must be clear, and it should be clear. Why am I saying? And let me just bring a very good twist here. Ruto is currently spearheading some peace process in Sudan by Sudan officials, position in government. And do you know that one of the contentions there is that a Dubai company has bought most of the thing, the oil, I think, is it oil or minerals from the area of Sudan? And it's causing hostility there. So did we negotiate? What exactly are we negotiating? We have some G2G deal with the Dubai company. Will that be part of the kickback? Or is it a kickback? You know, that's the question. Someone have also said, Ruto has shares in that company. Number 2, USA, United States of America, could have pushed Ruto to account for the cost. Yes. And contrary to it, even despite of this denying that we didn't fund it, there could be some costs that were involved in this. Number 3, the discussion, the angle of friendship in the plain discussion is an excuse to kill, or rather to suppress, the transparency. Because people will start asking Treasury to give us the receipts, instead of to tell us the receipts, how it was paid, how the 10 billion was paid, and this and that. But when you start talking about friends, you start bringing about relationship. I think that is now stooping too low, and you're simply saying, you know, we cannot start asking you relationship with you and your friends. And what will be the stake of your friend when you're going to US? What will be the stake of your friend? If it's a friend from Dubai, what will be their stake in the US trip? It's very important to argue along that line. Why I am feeling the truth about this is irredeemable is because government extravagance is a new order in Kenya Kwanza. How do you convince us that you cannot spend 200 million to use a plane to US while you're spending billions to renovate state house and state lodges? Hapo umetuanganya rais. Thank you.